Alright guys, here we go. This is going to be an awesome service. 2, we're going to come out on you after this. 1, go ahead and give me a head to toe. 3, be wide for me. 5 and 4, you're looking good. CG's everywhere. Alright, 2, stand by. Here we go, 2. And dissolve 2. Alright, good job.
So I was always interested in like how things worked as a kid, whether it's a TV or a gaming system or a bike or just something. Like I wanted to figure out how it was all put together and how it actually worked and just what I needed to do to break it all down and put it back together and all those things. So I guess in some ways I kind of had an engineering mind back then, but didn't really know what to do with it. I remember my grandfather, he had this like big old JVC camera, you know, the big old ones you put on your shoulder and everything. And instead of being the actual entertainment, I wanted to be the one who was like filming the entertainment. I just wanted to look through that eyepiece. Like that was the only thing I wanted to do, was just look at that little eyepiece and see what was going on and see all those things. And I had no idea what that would, you know, eventually lead me to.
Bit and come back out.
I'd say go down a little bit during the recap. So, but we'll confirm on the clean video. But yeah, other than that, normal sermon. We got Pastor Robert back this weekend. So then closing. Yeah, we're good. By the way, just in case everybody didn't catch, Andrew will be leading closing. Anybody got any questions? If anybody doesn't have any questions, we're going to go ahead and just kick on.
Timers.
Timer. 2:14 for announcements.
Okay.
3:27 for commercials. Recap videos 1:45.
So I've always grown up in the church. My family for generations has been Christians and involved in the church. As a kid, I did a few things here and there. Worked a actual fader for our Christmas productions and Easter productions, things like that. I did camera stuff with my dad. He actually did use one camera to actually film an entire Christmas production and had to do it one by one, every single service, and cut it all together. So I helped him out with that, which was a lot of fun. But I didn't really ever do anything with those things that I was doing as a kid. And so, you know, we kept going to church, and I got married actually, and we've been married for almost 8 years. And we have a beautiful little son who's 2 years old, and you know, he's just full of joy. But you know, we've always been going to church, and I've always wanted to figure out a way to actually truly be involved in the church, like really get to meet people. And you know, I'm not necessarily the most, I guess, like talkative person, you know. I kind of shelter myself sometimes, and you know, so I was just trying to figure out some way to get involved, but I could never really figure that out. But then we moved to Pittsburgh, and we lived there for about 5 years, and I got really, really involved with like their audio side. Just, you know, doing the faders, things like that. I wasn't the one actually in control, but I was helping out and, you know, just doing anything I could to really get my hands involved in the behind the scenes stuff. You know, not being the front and center. I didn't really like being on the stage. I liked being behind the stage. You know, so that was interesting. So we started going to Gateway about 2 years ago, and you know, we were really enjoying it. And then in one of the services, they actually showed a video for the technical arts team, you know, to join. And I was like, that looks really cool. I could do this. You know, this is what I've been looking for. This is something that I can do. I can run a camera. You know, I mean, I enjoy doing those things. I've dabbled with that. And so I sent an email to them, and they sent me information back on when the next orientation was. And so I showed up, and first person to introduce me was their video director, Brandon. Really cool guy, was telling me kind of what the process is and, kind of what's all involved and whatnot. So we went through the orientation. They kind of introduced us to all the equipment and all this cool stuff back here. And, I was like, this is it. This is where I'm supposed to be. And so I started out on camera, did that for several services. So I did it here at the campus that we were going to. And we had a big conference at our main campus. And I wanted to try something different, try those, to see what the environment was like there. And it was one of the coolest experiences of my life at that time. I mean, I had never been involved with something just so high energy and just full of entertainment and everything. And I remember thinking to myself that night that this is truly what I want to do for the rest of my life. Like, I want to be in this industry. All those things that I did as a kid, it's kind of like they're all coming together. Like all those interests and everything that I wanted to do, it's all just coming together right before my eyes. So after that night, I wanted to do more. Like, I didn't just want to do camera, I wanted to do everything. I wanted to, be a video director. I wanted to do all the other cool things, that you could do. So I actually talked to Brandon and said, what can I do, to do more? I'm really interested in maybe learning how to be a video director. So we talked about what that process would be, and I started going through and getting training on the other positions that we have. First started out with being a shader and working the remote controls that we have of doing the irises and different levels for the cameras that we have. And then I progressed on to our robotic cameras, which was really cool. Kind of being back in the video room, I went away from the actual auditorium and, was doing more things behind the scenes, which is really where I enjoyed doing things was behind the stage. And then I slowly started to become a technical director and learn that and learn the switcher and learn everything that it did and what all the buttons were and, things like that. And, I was just growing this deep passion for it and just was trying to do everything I could to volunteer as much as I could and just take any advantage that I could to actually be a part of TA and learn everything that I could. And then I started to actually direct, like be the one calling all the shots, which was terrifying at first, but it felt natural, I was like in my element. And then I found out about the school that they had, and I actually went to school for about a year and a half, but didn't have any idea really what I wanted to do. And then I found out years later, of course, being with the TA team, that they had a school that I could learn all this stuff. And so I've been going through that and just learning all of the technical side, all the engineering side of things to really hone in on this passion that I have for what I want to do. So as I was saying before, one of the things that I've always been looking for is a way to really be involved in the church and be involved in a ministry somewhere. And I didn't know where that ministry was. I didn't know really what I wanted to do. And since being in technical arts, it's opened up my eyes to everything that I wanted to be in. But it's also allowed me to be a part of the ministry and reach people. And so since directing, I get that opportunity to be a leader and to, take my abilities that I've learned and share those with the world, basically. Somebody may not be watching the screen the whole time, and that may not necessarily be the reason that they get saved, but it could be the reason that they get saved. And it's so awesome to be able to use this tool and use these opportunities that I have, with being able to do all this and use all this technology to reach so many people, just by sitting back here in this room. And, it's amazing all the people that I've met and all the people that I get to work with. and it's so cool to see all the different skill sets and all the different talents that we have, and just working with those people on a day-to-day basis. It's a very rewarding thing that I have. And what I find the most fun is taking just the basics that I've learned, especially with directing and creating my own, show basically. Creating my own little world. And like I said, people may not necessarily be paying attention to that, but I'm sitting back here having fun and also ministering to people at the same time. So I'm hoping that it doesn't stop here. I'm hoping that I can go on and do bigger events, bigger opportunities, that are hopefully going to be out there. And even if there aren't, though, I'm absolutely love what I do right now. And, I do it with, I hope, the deepest heart that I can, be doing it with. But it's so much fun, and it's amazing that I get this opportunity to do this, and, to be able to share my talents essentially, like I said, with the world, with so many people. And I get to work with so many amazing people. And, it's just been so wonderful to see everything that happens, that a lot of people don't really get the opportunity to see, or don't really know what actually goes on. But it's amazing what doors have opened up for me, and it's amazing to me that I've finally found that place. I finally feel like I'm home, and it's an incredible journey that I've been on, and I can't wait to see what the future is going to hold.